Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Ilide, and today's mission story takes place in India. Do you know where India is? We live in Maryland, and India is all the way over there. Today, we will learn about someone called Jayasheela.
9 years ago, Jayasheela lived in extreme poverty in the countryside of South Central India. Her husband, Venkatesh, struggled to find work as a mason. Jayasheela stayed at home to care for their 4-year-old son and 2-year-old daughter. She paused every day to bow before these 3 photos of stone idols in a makeshift family shrine. Closing her eyes, she chanted, "Give us food for the day. We don't have any money. Give us food for at least the day." On Fridays, she and her husband fasted and prayed to the idols from sunrise to sunset. Despite their devotion to their gods, their prayers weren't answered. Food was scarce. Sometimes a kind neighbor provided few greens. Other times, the family just went hungry. Jayasheela wondered why the gods were ignoring her family. She looked for the other gods who might answer her prayers. One day, she noticed a Christian church that worshiped on Sundays, and she went to services with her husband and 2 children. She wanted to find the true God. Suddenly, she had a medical crisis. She gave birth to a baby girl who struggled to breathe, and the physician could do nothing. "She's beyond help," he said. Jayasheela asked the pastor to pray. He prayed to Jesus, and the baby was recovered. Jayasheela wondered whether she might have found the true God. After that, whenever one of her 3 children fell ill, she turned to the pastor for prayer. The children always recovered, and she never needed to go to the hospital. But then the pastor died. Jayasheela was distraught. She had depended on the pastor's prayers for all her needs. One day, all 3 of her children fell ill. She didn't know what to do. To whom could she go? Her church temporarily lacked a pastor, as 2 men argued over which of them would lead. She didn't know who to pray to. Jesus on her own? She was scared. Weeping, she picked up a Bible and tried to read it. She only had a 4th grade education, but somehow she managed to make sense of the words. She desperately searched for information about Jesus. As she read, she was surprised to learn that Jesus worshiped on the 7th day, Sabbath, not on Sunday. She went to her church, which by now had chosen a new pastor. "Saturday is called a holy day in the Bible," she told the pastor. "Why do we worship on Sunday?" The pastor didn't like that question, especially coming from a woman with little education. "You are devil-possessed," he snapped. "Jesus took away all the laws. Don't worry about it." Jayasheela accepted the answer. But then she heard a 12-year-old girl recite the 10 Commandments at a church prayer meeting. She heard the girl repeat the 4th commandment, "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy." Afterward, the pastor praised the girl for memorizing all those commandments. Jayasheela wondered why the pastor wouldn't find it important to memorize 10 commandments if Jesus had done with them. A short time later, Jayasheela visited the pastor's home and saw a copy of the 10 Commandments hanging off his wall. Now she was really confused. She wondered why he would hang the 10 Commandments on the wall if they were no longer valid. For the first time in her life, she prayed to Jesus. "Jesus, please show me the truth," she said. That night, she had a dream. She dreamed that she was running in a race and someone abruptly stopped her. She woke up dismayed that she had been stopped from finishing that race. Unable to sleep, she prayed, "Jesus, I was running in the race and now I don't know which way to go. Please show me the way. A few days later, she was contacted by a relative whom she hadn't seen in 7 years. He told her that he had joined a church that kept all 10 commandments, including the Sabbath. Today, Jayasheela and her husband are faithful Seventh-day Adventists and have opened a house church in their new home in the countryside. The family are no longer in poverty. On a recent Sabbath, 15 villagers gave their hearts to Jesus at the house church. Jayasheela believes that God answered her prayers by showing her the way. Remember, part of this quarter's 13th Sabbath School offering will help construct 2 churches in Bengaluru, the biggest city to Jayasheela's home. Thank you for planning a generous offering.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. Remember, God loves you. Bye!